Pac-12. Let's move to the Pac-12. UCLA right now is sitting in first place at 8-1 in the league. They are minus 129 to win the Pac-12 regular season title. Arizona is sitting at plus 100 to win the regular season title. They're a half game back. They're 7-1. UCLA plays at Arizona on Thursday in what is probably going to end up being the game of the season in the Pac-12. Arizona plus 1,600 to win the national title. UCLA plus 1,700 to win national title. Tio, talk me out of my new love affair with this UCLA program. I think that they're back.
It's hard for me to talk you out of it because we saw what they could do whenever they beat the brakes off of Arizona, a team that I'm really a big fan of. Point guard play, Tiger Campbell is terrific. It still worries me a little bit with tough shot making, but they're the number 9 defense in the country and they're a top 20 offense in the country. It's hard for me to argue at this point. They've turned me into believers. And when it comes to a deep tournament run, I'm starting to fall off the Arizona because of Kirk Kriisa. I'm telling you, I'm starting to fall off simply because of point guard play. He's too erratic. And whenever I said going into the Arizona UCLA game, I said he has a huge susceptibility to emotion. You saw that against UCLA. He got too fired up. What did he go 0 for 8, 0 for 9, something like that against
I think it was 0 for 13 or something like that.
Yeah.
Did you hear the UCLA fans were chanting MVP at him when he went to the free throw line late in the game?
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. He gets too fired up. It's too much emotional baggage for him, especially come the tournament. That's speaking from experience. That weekend at the NCAA tournament is so much. Like it's so much. You're going to press conferences. You're doing things that you wouldn't typically do. You're going on tours. You're doing all this. Like there's so much emotional stuff that can take you out of it at the tournament. That worries me. If we're not talking UCLA, if Oregon finally gets it together and gets in the tournament, I think they could win some games, but still buying UCLA.
Yeah. And what Kirk Kriisa lacks and what Arizona lacks at point guard play, Tiger Campbell makes up for with UCLA.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
UCLA has a point guard. Tiger Campbell's the first 3-year point guard for the UCLA Bruins since Darren Collison. I mean, that really speaks volumes about what he's been able to package together there. Get this. On Saturday, UCLA is coming off a motivated win earlier in the week over Arizona. You think letdown spot, you still don't have Johnny Juzang. UCLA shoots 4 for 29 from 3. That is horrendous. 4 for 29 from 3. So you shoot that poorly, you should be able to rebound the ball, right? They got out-rebounded. Stanford out-rebounded them. Jaime Jaquez scored 3 points. UCLA blew out Stanford, 66-43. It's a perfect illustration of what defense does. That when you defend, it can take you anywhere. UCLA is elite on the defensive end of the floor. They have a signature shot maker in Jules Bernard. I think that he is such a key piece to the puzzle. And they have constant point guard play from Tiger Campbell. As long as their front court holds it together. So as long as Cody Riley and then Miles Johnson are able to hold things together for that team, they're going to be right there in a regional final, could make the Final Four. I'm not talking Douster off UCLA because they're the best team in the Pac-12. And they showed us last year that they could make it there. If you showed us last year, considering all the circumstances of the NCAA tournament, no reason why when you're playing out on the West Coast in front of your fans, you're going to blow it. You know, they're going to get – that's a big thing in the NCAA tournament this year. We return to the regionalization of that first weekend. The Bruins are going to benefit. They're probably going to be in San Diego.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thursday.
Yep. I think the
big game Thursday.
I think the big thing for UCLA is going to be one, getting Jaime Jaquez back to the point where he is healthy. He's got like some ankle thing that he's been dealing with for a couple weeks, and he just has not been himself. I think you mentioned he had 3 points against Stanford. I think he only played like 7 minutes or something.
He did. He only played 7 minutes. So he only plays 7 minutes. There's no Juzang. You shoot 4 for 29 from 3. You still win the game by 20. Mm-hmm. And as big of a game as it is on Thursday, guys, who do you trust more to win the conference and not stumble to a team in the Pac-12 that you shouldn't stumble to? Arizona could stumble because they're inconsistent in the backcourt. UCLA won't.
Yeah, I hear all that. I do think that Arizona is very, very good, But at some point, you just have to. We mentioned this last night. Mick Cronin is so good at finding a mismatch and going to it over and over and over again. Like he very much is kind of taking a page out of the NBA's playbook and just finding your weakest player, setting up switches to get like his guy going one-on-one, and then just letting Juzang rock or Jules Bernard rock or letting Tiger Campbell go past somebody. So yeah, I think there's quite a bit of value on UCLA at this point. All right.